Four people have the exact same amount of money. The first puts it in real estate, the second puts it in stocks, the third puts it in crypto, and the fourth puts it in gold. 10 years later, one of them deeply regrets their decision, and one of them has double the wealth of the others. Who are they? I'll tell you at the end of this video. Welcome everyone. There's one question that runs through everyone's mind every single day. Where do I put my money? And everyone gives you a different answer. Your friend says real estate, your brother says stocks, your coworker swears by crypto, and your grandfather says gold and nothing else. They're all convinced, and they all have a point. But who's actually right? Today, I'm not going to give you my personal opinion. Instead, I'm going to lay out the full facts about each option, the pros, the cons, and the risks. And you decide for yourself. And before we begin, remember, this is educational content only and not professional financial advice. First, real estate. Real estate is the option that most people around the world have trusted for generations, and not without good reason. When you buy an apartment, a piece of land, or a commercial space, you own something real, something you can see and touch, something that won't disappear overnight the way other investments sometimes can. And that's exactly what we'll be comparing later. Real estate gives you a steady monthly income through rent, protects your money from inflation, and remains a stable asset over the long term. But here's where the full picture starts to come in. Real estate requires a large amount of capital to get started. And if you suddenly need your money, you can't sell it in a day. It also requires ongoing management and maintenance, and sometimes it goes through years of stagnation with no visible growth at all. The bottom line, real estate is ideal for those who want stability and have enough capital. But it's not the only option, and what comes next might surprise you. Second, stocks. Stocks are the option many people fear. Yet at the same time, they've created the largest fortunes in modern history. When you buy a stock, you become a real partner in a company. If the company succeeds and grows, your investment grows with it. Some companies even distribute regular dividends to their shareholders, meaning extra income with zero effort on your part. Stocks can be started with very small amounts, and you can buy or sell them in seconds from your phone. But here's the trap that has taken down so many investors. Stocks fluctuate heavily and are affected by every piece of news and every global event. Anyone who lets emotions, fear, and greed drive their decisions will almost certainly lose. The bottom line, stocks are an incredibly powerful tool for those who learn and stay patient. But walk in without knowledge, and you'll walk out with regret. And now we move to the most controversial option of all. Third, crypto. No investment in history has made people rich and broke at the same speed as crypto. Digital currencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum are decentralized assets. No government or bank controls them. And that's exactly what draws millions of people to them around the world. The success stories are extraordinary. People who invested $1,000 and turned it into $100,000 in a matter of months. But here's what those stories never tell you. For every person who won that way, there are others who lost everything at the exact same time. Crypto can rise 100% or crash 80% within just a few weeks. And there's no real underlying asset to fall back on if it collapses. The bottom line, crypto is not for the faint-hearted. Never put in more than you can afford to lose completely. And finally, the oldest investment in all of human history. Fourth, gold and silver. For thousands of years, people have trusted gold, and that trust isn't emotional. It's backed by real reasons. Gold holds its value through crises, wars, and economic collapses. When markets crash and everyone is losing, gold typically rises or stays stable. It's the safe haven that major investors run to in times of fear. Silver shares this quality, but is more volatile and lower in price, making it accessible to almost anyone. But gold has a darker side that nobody talks about. Gold gives you zero periodic income, no rent, no dividends, nothing. Your profit only comes if the price goes up, and its long-term growth is slower compared to stocks. The bottom line, gold and silver aren't built for getting rich fast, but they're an excellent shield to protect your wealth in uncertain times. The answer I promised you. Remember the 4 people at the beginning of the video. The one who put everything into crypto alone during one particular period lost 70% of their wealth in just a few months. The one who put everything into a single property in a stagnant market saw zero growth for years. But who actually won? It wasn't one person. It was the smart investor who spread their money across more than one option. A portion in real estate for steady income, a portion in stocks growing over the long term, a portion in gold protecting against crises, and a small portion in crypto with full awareness of the risk. What they lost in one place, they recovered in another. What grew slowly here, grew faster there. That's the secret of the successful investor, not picking the one winner, but building a portfolio that holds up in any condition. There is no single perfect investment for everyone. The best one is whatever fits your situation, your goals, and your risk tolerance. But one thing is certain, whoever never invests at all loses a little every single day, just from inflation alone. I hope this video answered a question that's been on your mind. And, as always, consult a professional before making any financial decision. Let me know in the comments which type of investment appeals to you most and why.